Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
Talk about Fred Fallings. 2 no-hitters for him here this week in ISC 2. That gives him 3 on the career. He also has a perfect game and an ISC II Championship on his resume. So Fred Fallings maybe the veteran that the Shakespeare Falcons will need to capture their first ISC II Championship.
Well, Fred's very experienced. He's been to the ISC II bracket. He's been to ISC World bracket. He's the man that you want on the mound. He's their ace. He's the man that's got him to this dance, and they're going to be dancing right through the final dance with him.
So, Joe, we talked about Fallings and his statistics. 2 no-hitters, but there's a lot more that goes with it here in the ISC II bracket for Fred Fallings.
Fred Fallings had 3 starts here in the tournament. He's only had 11 innings, just given up 12 hits so far. But the big thing, he's got 23 strikeouts, but the 2 wins. So really good effort there by Fred Fallings. Actually, 13 innings for Fred Fallings and 2 hits over the whole tournament.
The big story, I think, though, Joe, like we said off the top, is the heat. Shakespeare have not played a game yet today, and CPI take the field right now for the 3rd time already today, and because of the way the ISC II is scheduled, like you mentioned, they played late last night over Wyerton, and it's certainly going to be a test for Perez Volquez on the mound and the rest of CPI.
How much gas do they have left in the tank? You know, you've been riding on a little bit of adrenaline just to get here, and all of a sudden you got yourself to the game, so you're going to rise to that occasion. We'll see how long that adrenaline can stay with them.
This morning, like you said, they defeated Dolan and Murphy in the 10 a.m. game. Then right away started against Ostrander from Minnesota, who were looking good, but took a couple of hard losses late, and they go out in 3rd place here in the ISC II.
That's correct. The trophy presentation we just made a few minutes ago.
So Volquez is on the mound, getting in the last of his warm-ups.
The umpires for today's game, Trevor Topping from Ontario at the plate. At first base will be Kevin Wallace from Missouri. At third base will be Steve Yonke from Michigan at third base.
And we're back online there. We just had a little bump off in the area here today. Not sure what it's been. There's been some internet connectivity issues. It's been a great stream for us all week, and hopefully that gets fixed up. And I don't know a whole lot about that stuff. As Schnarr will be safe for another continuation of this at-bat, as the pop fly was dropped by Sam Rose in foul territory.
Yeah, tough ball for Rose to go back to. He was kind of going over the shoulder, keep an eye on it, but unable to bring that ball in.
So the count is 0-2 to Jody Schnarr. 1-2 rather. Schnarr is the leadoff batter in the top of the 1st inning here in the ISC II Championship Game, live on the ISC Network. Beginning with this game, we will have full commentary on all the remaining games here on Diamond 5 right through to Saturday night. So settle in, grab your favorite beverage or beverages, and join myself and Joe and also Blair Setford and Lance Wynn taking you right through to the final pitch on Saturday night. Again, Schnarr chases the high pitch. That's fouled back off the broadcast pavilion here at the Green Valley Sports Complex in Moline, Illinois.
I was going to get it, but it's air conditioned in here and it's not out there.
It landed just in front of us, Joe. You might have had it. 1-2. Great pitch on the inside, but a little bit high from Volquez. 2-2 is the count on Schnarr. Schnarr is the left fielder for Shakespeare. He's batting .250 coming into this championship game. Takes ball 3 low. Great at bat to start this off. And if you're the Shakespeare Falcons, Joe, this is exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter.
Exactly. Jody's very patient at the plate. He's willing to take whatever pitches he needs, but he's got a great eye.
Foul ball retrieved from earlier in the at-bat. One from each side of the diamond. Greg Casbeer will hand it back to today's home plate umpire.
Trevor Topping.
The bat goes, but there's a strikeout, so Zier will toss the bat in before they can toss the ball around after the leadoff K. So I'll bring up the third baseman, Ryan Shannon. Shannon batting .182 from Fergus, Ontario. Looking to break out now in the ISC II Championship. Neither of these teams have ever won the ISC II Championship, Joe, so there will be history made regardless.
Exactly, yeah. I'm literally looking forward to a new champion here.
Inside lifter for a strike. Threw a similar pitch to Jody Schnarr. That was called a ball.
Falk has pitched the last 2 innings of the game against Ostrander this morning. Caleb Keeshing started the game for CPI.
This is a drop ball outside and just off the plate. 1-1 is the count. No score in the top of the first inning. Shakespeare Falcons batting. CPI from Oswego, New York in the field. This is grounded back to the pitcher, two-hopper to Volquez on to first, and there's 2 down here in the top. Jamie Wick will now be the hitter, the number 3 man in the lineup for the Shakespeare Falcons. He's hitting a modest 200 coming into this game.
Jamie's a tough out, though, at the plate. Tough to get away. Tough to put away, sorry.
Right down I-74 here in the Quad Cities for strike 1. Although that one had a clearer path down I-74. No construction pylons out there.
Yeah.
Drop ball inside. 1-1 the count with 2 down to Jamie Wick. .106 degrees with the humidity here at game time. We cannot overstate the effect that this heat is having on the athletes.
Well, and it's very important that they stay completely full of liquids and stay completely, they don't want to dry up and cause the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dehydration?
Dehydration,
Cramping?
exactly, cramping. Cramping will be very evident if you don't keep those fluids moving.
There's a slight breeze out of the park to left center. First day of the tournament, really, that we've had the wind blowing out. And not many guys have needed the wind blowing out, as we've seen our fair share of home runs. That's fouled back right into your living room or wherever you're watching this game. And thanks to everyone who is joining us here for this afternoon Central Time start here on the ISC Network. 1 hour later in Ontario. Ground ball to short Lavery on to first, and 1-2-3 go the Shakespeare Falcons in the top of the first inning. When we come back, the CPI squad will get their first look at Fred Fallings.
Why do you play? For 100 years since 1912, Worth has been helping top athletes answer that question. Whether it's for strikeouts or home runs, the Worth K-Master 120 is the best ball in men's fast-pitch softball, and there's nothing soft about it or you. Worth is proud to be the official ball supplier to the ISC. Visit worthsports.com for more information on Worth products, including the K-Master.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud Fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
So the Shakespeare Falcons take to the field in the bottom of the first inning. Fred Fallings, who must be in consideration for MVP and top pitcher here in the ISC2, Joe. 2 no-hitters. Can't say it's unprecedented, but it's very impressive.
Yeah, he's got an impressive record. He shut out pretty well everyone down that he's faced so far this week. We'll see if he's got one more game in him. Who's going to be the survivor of all this heat that we just talked about?
Well, you can see on the mound out there, Fallings has the long sleeve dry fit under his uniform, so we'll keep an eye and see if he keeps that on all game. Might be one of those things that actually absorbs the sweat from running down into his throwing hand, or he might just get really warm under there.
But some people get used to certain clothing and they stay with that same attire, no matter if it's, 36 degrees or 86 degrees. So
center fielder Dylan Vaughn's going to lead things off here for CPI. He's batting .227 with 1 RBI. And he makes his home in Liverpool, New York. The one thing about these teams here in the ISC2, the majority of the players are actually local to their teams. Not something we always see in the World Tournament. First pitch is popped up to the right side. Some conversation between McLaren and Wick. And McLaren will take it down, fly out to right for Dylan Vaughn.
again, I'm sure it's got to be some concern again for that right field view from the sun coming in from that angle. Chewy's putting his glove up right now trying to gauge where that sun is. Chewy, everybody knows him as Matt McLaren back home, sorry.
Dustin Zier batting .222, a home run and 3 RBIs. Takes strike one, a drop ball on the outside part of the plate. Rise ball, foul back to the screen. Quickly in a hole, 0-2 is Dustin Zier. Fouled away off to Diamond 6, where Circle Tap are in a game right now.
Against Northeast Drillers.
Against Northeast Drillers, and the score is 1-1 in the third inning. Drop ball outside for a ball. One and two the count to Dustin Zier. He bats with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Change up, and that's drilled back the box. 1 out single for Dustin Zier, and he'll be the first base runner here in this ISC2 final. Greg Lavery, the shortstop, comes up for CPI. Lavery's batting .214 in the ISC II tournament. The runner on first is Dustin Zier. And he's going on the first pitch and is safe with a stolen base. Aggressive base running by the CPI team, no matter if it's their third game or their fourth game, as it were, in the last 16 hours. So Fallings will not get a no-hitter in this game, and now he's got to deal with a runner on second and just one out. Greg Lavery at the plate. He calls time. That first pitch was a strike that Zier left on. The throw was left to the bag, and absolutely no chance for Jamie Wick to put a tag on the runner. Lavery with a hard swing and a miss, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Rise ball, this is high and foul. Lands in the top row of the bleachers, just missing a lady from Davenport over there.
You just have to be aware of your surroundings when you're at a ballpark. Keep your eye on the ball.
This is skied. The shortstop, Walma, heads back, settles under it, and makes the catch.
Just looking at my scorebook, though, the fact that we talked about CPI playing 4 games in the last 15 hours, 14 hours, but this is their 7th game this week. They started play last Saturday, so 7 games in 7 days. We'll see how much they've got left.
A lot of sore muscles and sore bones for sure. Eddie Leonardo steps in. He's the team's top batter. Defensive swing at the first pitch from Fallings. 1 strike to Leonardo, who's batting .438. He's got a home run and 6 RBIs.
Don't make a mistake with Eddie Leonardo.
Drop ball too low. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down and a runner on second. In the bottom of the first inning, CPI trying to strike first here in the ISC II Championship Game. Rise ball, and he was just a little bit under it.
He's saying right now, what am I doing chasing that rise ball?
Well, it's interesting, Joe. We've seen both teams here early on light up at the pitch in the eyes.
Well, it looks nice when it leaves the pitcher's hands, but if it leaves the pitcher's hands and it's in your letters, then probably stay away from it.
1-2, the count to Leonardo. Zier, the runner on second, he singled and stole on the next pitch. Leonardo, chopper to third base, handled by Shannon onto first, and CPI will come up empty after the 1-out single by Dustin Zier. 1 inning complete, and when we come back, the Shakespeare Falcons will try and get on the board.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time Fastpitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program. At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper Tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
Okay, so for the Shakespeare Falcons in the top of the second inning, it'll be Matt McLaren, Greg Hamill, and Rob Fallhofer. McLaren batting .444 with a home run and an RBI, and he is a native of Shakespeare.
Well known in the area.
Takes a drop ball for strike one on the inside part of the plate. McLaren wearing number 42. You see, Joe, the outline with the numbers the same color as the jersey works on white.
Yeah. Doesn't work on green
Doesn't
or black.
work green on black.
Yeah.
I told the Circle Tap guys, I said, it looked like you guys all have black t-shirts on out there. But they are playing right now for their lives against the Northeast Drillers. Last update, it was 1-1 in the third. And it's now 1-1 in the fourth. Bit of a twister over to first base. Sam Rose goes down and plays that one like Henrik Lundqvist. And there's one away.
Good analogy there. Sam Rose went right down on his knees. A very tall Sam Rose. Good body structure there. Probably 6'2", 6'3", around the 200 mark.
Designated player Greg Hamill comes in with one down. Hamill batting .750 with 4 RBIs.
Only come to bat 4 times, but got 3 hits, so Greg's the backup pitcher for this team. He's been on the mound for 2 games too as well.
1-1 the count to Hamill with one down in the top of the second inning. If you're just joining us, this is the ISC II Championship Final between the Shakespeare Falcons and Cutro Professional Inspections, better known as CPI. Great drop ball from Perez Volquez on the outside part of the plate. There's no hitting that one.
No. Good location, excellent location. Him and Casbeer are on the same page right now.
They're going right back out there. This time looks like they're going up. 2-2. Hoping to get Hamill to chase. So after 2 outside, Joe, do you stay out there or do you bust them in?
I'm going to stay there.
So are they. Hard dipper. Again over to third base. Zare on to first, and there's 2 down.
Great setup there by pitching job by the catcher, Greg Casbeer, and Perez Volquez. Just picking that outside corner, making that batter, Greg Hamill, go after that pitch.
Speaking of catchers, Rob Fallhofer steps in with 2 down. Fallhofer's batting .429 rather in the ISC II portion of the event. But for a team that's played a lot, Joe, really CPI so far have been very economical in their turns in the field.
Again, and they do what they're looking for is good quick innings when they're out there on the field. You don't want that 15-minute, 20-minute inning when you're playing defense after being on the field for actually probably the last 3 games.
Drop ball outside to the right-handed batter, Fallhofer, and Fallhofer's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. In the bottom of the zone for sure from Volquez. Strike call. Fallhofer kind of slowly raised his head after that one, but he's in now. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, again, that's a pitch. He's a catcher, so he's going to want that pitch called for him later on.
Well, that one was right in the zone. Falloffer took a good swing, but came up empty.
He wanted that rise ball.
2-2 with 2 down. The catcher, Rob Falloffer, at the plate for Shakespeare. Nobody for the Falcons has reached base. And Volquez was walking off the mound. Now, he got that call earlier, the one Falloffer didn't like. And this time he will not get the call. Full count.
Well, he got the call on the inside portion of the plate, and that one was kind of on the outside portion. Trevor's probably not going to give him both sides. Trevor topping the home plate umpire.
3-2 pitch is lifted up in foul territory. There's room, and Dustin Zier will make the play. So 6 up, 6 down for the Shakespeare Falcons here in the ISC II Championship Game. We will head to the bottom of the second inning, and the 5, 6, 7 batters due up for CPI.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Sam Rose will lead things off for CPI in the bottom of the second inning. Rose is batting .357, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs coming into the game.
Sam has a big strike zone there. Real tall boy. I'm guessing 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, for sure, and he's at least 220, 230. He's a big man. He's played well over at first base defensively this week as well. He also had the game-winning home run last night for CPI to help get them here. Off speed on the outside. And it seems like the umpire, Trevor Topping, is not giving the outside as much as the in, Joe.
Yes, exactly. And as long as that's all you can ask for, just stay consistent. If you call it in the first inning, you call it in the seventh, that's what they're looking for, players and catchers.
Topping is from Kitchener, Ontario, so he's quite familiar with this Shakespeare Falcons team. In the dirt for a ball, 2-1 is the count on the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the second inning, Sam Rose. Rise ball's fouled back over the screen and lands on top of the broadcast pavilion here. 2-2 in the bottom of the second. Rose is the leadoff batter. No score here in the ISC II Championship Final. Fred Fallings on the mound for Shakespeare. Drop ball, but that's under the knees for a ball.
That must have been really low.
Full count. Ripped into right field. Rose is going to round first, and a good job by McLaren to get that ball in quickly. Sam Rose with the second single off Fred Fallings here in the ISC II Final.
Rose has an extremely nice swing. He just took a nice level cut at that ball and drove it out to right field, but turned his wrist and his shoulder stayed back and drove that ball.
Josh Buckley is 0 for 10 in the tournament. So he's going to put down the sack bunt. And he's going to get on an error on the first baseman, Kyle Harloff. And runners are on first and second with nobody out for Jorge Sepulveda.
Just wasn't played well. Kyle Harloff should have moved a little bit more off the line, tried to stretch it a little bit, hoping he could pick it up, but the ball moving more towards second base at that point.
Sepulveda has a home run and 3 RBIs, and he's in a RBI spot right now with the first 2 runners on for CPI. And wouldn't it be amazing, Joe, if these guys are able to battle back through the loser's bracket? Sepulveda shows bunt, pulls back. It's low for ball 1.
Again, they're just playing on adrenaline right now and the love of the game.
You see the shortstop, Stefan Walma, playing deep in the hole. As Sepulveda known for pulling that ball to left field, but they're going to try small ball, line back to the pitcher. No opportunity to double off the base runners. So a huge out if you're a Shakespeare Falcons fan.
Oh, not a well-executed bunt there by Jorge Sepulveda. If you're going to sacrifice, then put it down, but he hit it a little bit too hard. Fred Fallings only had to move about 3 steps maybe to catch that ball in the air.
Catcher Greg Casbeer. First pitch swinging, and it's by him for a strike. Casbeer batting a minuscule 100. The number 8 hitter in the CPI lineup. Great pitch from Fallings. It's a strike. That was a curving drop ball. Or a dropping curveball.
Whatever. Same thing.
Oh and 2. Runners on first and second. Rise ball out of the zone. Casbeer will take a look now in a 1-2 count. Sam Rowe singled to lead off the inning. Josh Buckley attempted to sacrifice, but he reached on an error. And then Jorge Sepulveda popped up a bunt to the pitcher, and that's how we got where we are now. No score in the bottom of the second inning. Casbeer, inside outs one to second base, on to the shortstop. The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, so call it a fielder's choice for Casbeer. He reaches, Rose will advance to third, Buckley is out on the 4-6 putout.
Yeah, it just wasn't the greatest throw from Stefan Walma. Jamie Wick had him a nice little underhand toss, but Walma forcing Kyle Harloff to get off that bag, leaving runners on the corners with 2 out.
Tom Darling is the batter, the left fielder, the number 9 hitter. And I don't know many championship teams that haven't gotten a contribution from the bottom of their order.
Yeah, you want 1 through 9 helping you out here. All the ingredients to come through for a championship team.
First pitch is in for a strike. Fallings really has that ball moving away from the right-handed hitters. Goes inside again. It's in the dirt. They're going to try and score from third. Oh!
He got hit, I believe.
So Darling is hit by the pitch. Rose thought it was a pass ball. He tried to come in from third, and then tossing the bat away was Darling, hitting Rose as he was coming down the third baseline.
I guess it's okay to hit your own teammate. You just don't want to hit the opposing team.
Wow, that was an odd play. But now it's bases loaded for Dylan Vaughn, who's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field to open up the first inning for CPI.
Vaughn went the opposite way. We'll see if he stays in that same pattern.
It's ripped to left center. It's dying, and it's going to fall in. And it's going to score 1, 2, 3 runs. A 3 RBI double for Dylan Vaughn.
Big clutch hit there by the leadoff batter, Dylan Vaughn.
That ball, Joe, it died after it got out over the infield.
Exactly. Just went up there, and then next thing you know, it's coming down. Well, one time you thought Brandon Perron had a shot at that. Jody Schnarr was playing fairly deep on Vaughn.
So the team that's in their third game of the day, their fourth game in 15 hours, jump out to a 3-0 lead, and notably there is no action in the Shakespeare bullpen.
Well, you would think that Greg Hamill will probably be warming up soon, but we'll have a look.
So you look at this inning, Joe, Todd, and how often do we see it? As Dustin Zaire steps in for his second at-bat. He singled and stole second his first time around. This is a chopper to short in the hole. That play is not there, and throwing the ball away is Walma. It's going to go into the dugout, and the errors continue to pile up for the Shakespeare Falcons.
Well, you just don't need to throw that ball for Stefan Walma. Walma made a good play getting to the ball. He should have just picked it up and ate that ball.
Walma was well in the hole, makes an ill-advised throw, commits the error, the second error of the inning, and you add that to the non-completed double play, and it equals 4 runs for CPI here in the second.
Well, that's what happens when you give teams the extra out there. Comes back to burn you.
So Greg Lavery, the 8th hitter of the inning for CPI.
Most of this happening all with 2 out, too.
Lavery lifts it to left center. It's going, and gone. A 285-foot blast by Greg Lavery, and it's 6-0 Cutro Professional Inspections.
Well, we were wondering if CPI had any gas in the tank, but they've got plenty in the tank, because right now the shoes in the house have fallen down for the foundation of the Shakespeare Falcons.
Greg Lavery with a 2-run bomb to left center field, the 8th hitter in the inning. Now we've got some movement in the Shakespeare bullpen, but maybe too little too late as Eddie Leonardo steps in. The last 5 runners have scored for CPI, the last 5 batters rather. Strike 1 on Leonardo.
Again, the hit by pitch coming back to haunt them, that missed opportunity on that double play ball.
Leonardo with a hard hack, and that ball shoots over to the on-deck circle to Sam Rose, who led off the inning with a single to right field. High and out of the zone. 1-2. Leonardo chases, and down he goes on strikes. CPI send 9 men to the plate in the second inning, scoring 6 runs, capped off with a 2-run shot from Greg Lavery. After 2 complete, CPI 6, Shakespeare Falcons no score.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
The law firm of Fireman Steinmetz Dea built its reputation on getting fair compensation for victims of serious personal injury or catastrophic claims. With a combined 90 years of experience and a fierce dedication to achieving results, Fireman lawyers have recovered millions of dollars every year for our clients. Whether you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, a slip and fall, or as a result of any other act of negligence, when we represent you, we're committed to getting the results you deserve. With the lawyers at Fireman Steinmetz Dea, you are not alone. Contact us through firemanlawyers.com for a free consultation. No legal fees are billed until you receive your settlement. We thank Jack Fireman for his generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Top of the third inning, the Shakespeare Falcons gave up 6 in the bottom half of the second, and now it is the bottom third of the order. Kyle Harloff, Stefan Walma, and Braden Perrant, who will come to the plate to try and answer back, because Joe Todd, this has quickly gotten out of hand.
Exactly. That's a lot of runs put on the board by the CPI team here. We'll see if the Falcons can find that offensive rally that they've had all week.
Well, this is lifted to left field, but right at Tom Darling. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Falcons staying very aggressive, going after that first pitch again. You might think about laying off maybe a couple of those pitches, those first pitches, and making Volquez pitch out on that hot sun. Their pitcher, Fred Fallings, was just out there for 10 minutes.
Strike 1 from Volquez, and we alluded to it in the last time CPI were in the field, how they were being economical. The opposite of economical, not frugal, I don't know. Drunken sailor.
Yeah.
For the guys last time they were out there. 1-1 the count on Stefan Walma, the shortstop. He'll take ball 2 outside. Walma's got a home run and 4 RBIs in the tournament. Takes a pitch up in the zone for a strike, 2-2. I'm going to put an asterisk by that 2-2 because our umpire hasn't flashed it, but I'm pretty sure that's the count. Doesn't matter as Walma lifts this high into the Bermuda Triangle out in short center. It's pulled in by Dylan Vaughn. 8 up, 8 down for the Shakespeare Falcons.
Well, it's a situation that Perez Volquez loves out there now with that 8-run cushion. He gets to pick on the corners, pick on that certain location. Him and Greg Casby are doing a great job so far.
Braden Perrant batting .500. Again, that's a limited sample size. 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Batting 9th in the order for the Falcons, trying to get something started. Great pitch, Volquez, as he hits a rise ball on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 gone here in the top of the third inning. Swing and a miss at that rise ball from Perrant. Way out of the zone. One-two pitch. Right up there again, and it's 9 up, 9 down for Perez Volquez. He picks up the strikeout, his second of the game. And after 2.5, the CPI team leads.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Think about the greatest tournaments and championships played in fastball. Remember the players who have been at the highest pinnacle of our game, like Adam Folkard and Andrew Kirkpatrick. Gorilla Gold was there helping them win. What has been a closely guarded secret by the most prominent players is now available for you. We're ready to give you a hand to play at your best in all conditions. Visit us online at GorillaGold.com to order your Gorilla Gold products today.
Joe, Fred Fallings is back out for his 3rd inning of work.
Well, not so really surprising. Fred is their ace, their gun. He's the team leader, really. He's the one that Probably works a lot on the local sponsorships in the area. He's well known, so I'm not surprised that the ball is still in his hands.
So Sam Rose leads off the third the same way he did in the second. He singled and later scored. And he singles again over the head of the first baseman, Kyle Harloff. Sam Rose is 2 for 2.
Having a great Thursday here.
So this is where it all went south last time as Josh Buckley tried the sack bunt. I'm uncertain he'll try up 6-0 a sack bunt, but he does turn. Drop ball for a strike on the outside part of the plate. So even though they're down, or rather up 6, CPI still trying to manufacture. He gets the bunt down, similar spot. Fallings gets the out at second, unable to get Buckley at first, so on the fielder's choice, Rose is retired, 1-6.
Little hard bunting attempt there by Buckley. Hit it fairly direct, about right back to Fred Fallings. Fred throwing a gun down to second base, but unable to turn the double play on Josh Buckley, so he's safe at first base.
Jorge Sepulveda popped a bunt up to the pitcher last time. He's got a runner on first now with one down in the bottom of the third. Sepulveda takes strike one, a rise ball, and he is lamenting the fact he didn't crush that ball. One of the few rise balls to actually stay in the zone here. Fouls it off, 0-2. Buckley the runner at first. With one away in the bottom of the third inning, CPI put up a 6 spot in the second and have a comfortable 6-0 lead.
Well, it's important that Shakespeare play some really good defense if they want to stay in this game.
Rung up on strikes is Sepulveda. Again, that inside curving drop from Fallings. It works for him this time, 2 down, bottom 3. I'll bring up Greg Casbier, who reached on the attempted double play last inning. Eventually came around to score on the Dylan Vaughn bases clearing double. That ball squirts away from Falloffer. Buckley will move to second on the pass ball. Time called from Casbier. Inside and low on Casbier. 2 balls. Buckley the runner on second with 2 down. Bottom of the third inning here in the ISC II Championship Game. That one again is going to get away from Falloffer. We'll call that a wild pitch. And Buckley, who reached on a fielder's choice, has now moved all the way to third with 2 balls to the screen.
Yeah, Fred and Robbie Falloffer just don't seem to be on that same page right now.
We'll take a strike, 3-1. Taking all the way with Falloffer a little bit wild during this at bat. Didn't really want to swing. He gave a half-hearted one at the rise ball. Now it's 3-2 on the catcher, Greg Casbier. Ball in the dirt. He draws the walk. That'll bring up Tom Darling, who was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Runners on first and third with 2 down, 2 out in the bottom of the third inning. Left fielder Tom Darling stepping in. Drop ball off the plate for ball one.
Again, we had talked about Casper really struggling at the plate, and then Fallings ends up falling late in the count and then ended up walking him for the first walk of the game for Fred.
Change up is lifted out to left field. This is in for a double. Hard to see from our vantage point. It was right to the fence. A double for Tom Darling. That'll score another one for CPI. Casper advances to third on the Darling double, and it's back to the top for Dylan Vaughn, who has batted in every inning.
Again, it's the end of the Fred Falling there. Greg Hamill now coming in the game for Shakespeare Falcons.
Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs that can help you. Visit cmha.ca or mentalhealthamerica.net to find a branch in your community.
And remember,
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Two down, runners on second and third on the Darling double. And back to the top for Dylan Vaughn, the first hitter to face Hamill. Swing and a miss for strike one. Again, a two-down rally here for CPI.
Yeah, you just can't allow a team to put that much runs on the board, especially all with two out.
With two out and a runner on, there was a walk and a double. A run is scored and now threatening for more.
And the wild pitch and the pass balls all add up too.
Good drop ball outside for Hamill as he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to stop the bleeding. He will. Swing and a miss, strike 3 by Dylan Vaughn. CPI are retired in the third inning. 3 innings in the book here at the ISC II Championship Game. And CPI from Oswego, New York lead 7-0.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
If a man runs for president, interviews for a high-level job, or needs a good table at a smart restaurant, chances are he'll be wearing a suit. Mr. Ned is your custom tailor in New York City. Located at 137 Fifth Avenue, we provide our clients with the highest quality custom suits at affordable pricing. Our range of fabrics is second to none and will fit the needs of any well-dressed professional. Whether it be everyday business attire or a special occasion, we have the ability to make you a man of distinction. Visit the store at 137 Fifth Avenue in New York or see us online at mrnednyc.com. We thank Mr. Ned and Varn Matosian for generously supporting the broadcast program.
We move on to the fourth inning. Kris Abbott and Joe Todd here with you in the broadcast booth. The ISC II Championship Game here from Moline, Illinois in the Green Valley Sports Complex. Perez Volquez back for his fourth inning of work, and why not, Joe, as he's faced the minimum.
Again, he's done a great job so far. He's just keeping it. The timing of the Shakespeare Falcons right off base. They have not touched a base yet.
Jody Schnarr, the leadoff hitter, takes a drop ball low in the zone for strike one. Perez Volquez has retired the first 9 batters, only 2 strikeouts. But he's given his defense a chance to play the ball, and when you're in your third game in the day, and again fourth in less than a day, I know we're belaboring the point, but if you haven't done it, folks, and especially in 108-degree heat here in Moline, it's a feat to be marveled at.
Yes, they played extremely well considering all the adversity that they faced.
1-2 the count to the leadoff hitter Schnarr. He struck out his first time around. High pitch for ball 2. As Schnarr snaps his head back out of the way. Schnarr's from Waterloo, Ontario, and of course Joe announced this week that the 2018 tournament will be back in Kitchener-Waterloo. Jody Schnarr is down on strikes, this time looking.
Jody, a principal back in local public school back in New Hamburg, Ontario.
Well, Shakespeare are facing detention here right now as they've had 10 batters retired in a row. Ryan Shannon, the third baseman, stepping in. Right down Main Street, Shakespeare, Ontario for a strike. Is there a Main Street in Shakespeare? There's a Main Street in most.
There's a Main Street, yeah, and pretty well everyone, but I think there is only 2 streets in Shakespeare.
Well,
one going east and west and one going north and south.
Don't you have the people in the Shakespeare coming after me? You're the one that's got to go back in the area. 1-1 the count to the third baseman, Ryan Shannon. He grounded out to Volquez in his first at-bat. This time he gets it past Volquez onto second base. And a great play by Josh Buckley to keep everything intact for Perez Volquez.
Good range there by Buckley to go to his right and then pick up that ball. Probably moved 15 feet to his right, scooped it up very nicely, kept the ball in front of him, and then fired the gun over to first base.
Greg Lavery grounded out, or pardon me, Jamie Wick grounded out to Greg Lavery last time around. He takes ball 1 out of the zone. 2 out in the top of the fourth inning. Shakespeare Falcons at bat, wearing their white uniforms with red and black trim. Some very stylish CPI uniforms. I really like them. The classic gray with black lettering. And that's a base hit past the third baseman, Dustin Zaire. And that is why they call it the hot corner. Jamie Wick with the first hit of the day coming with 2 out in the fourth.
Well, if they say everything starts with 2 outs, so that's a good jump there by Jamie Wick. Matt McLaren's following him up here. See if Shakespeare can find a little bit of a rally here to get back in this game.
McLaren chopped a spinning ball to Sam Rose in his first at-bat to lead off the second inning. He'll be looking to at least touch some grass here now with 2 down in the top of the fourth inning. the cleanup hitter, Matt McLaren. Again, Volquez, rise ball outside. He seems to start most batters off with that pitch.
Yes, he's pretty well staying in that same pattern everybody's doing it, picking up any tendencies or intricacies back home.
Jamie Wick is the runner at first. Drop ball, good for a strike, 1-1. We certainly don't expect to see Wick on the move, even if he does have good speed here, down by 7.
Toronto Gators now moving in, getting ready for their 6 o'clock game, going down the third base line.
McLaren lifts it high into left field. Tom Darling to his left, he settles under it. 3 down in the inning for the Shakespeare Falcons. So the 2-out single from Jamie Wick will be all for naught, and we'll move to the bottom of the 4th inning with CPI leading 7-0 here in the ISC II Championship Game.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program.
First Nations Payment Systems strives to deliver innovative and secure solutions that benefit merchants everywhere. We can help you decrease your costs and increase your revenues. With more than 1 million merchant locations using the First Nations Payment Systems platform worldwide, you can't go wrong by making the switch. When you partner with First Nations Payments, your clients will benefit from our world-class payment experts, support staff, and cutting-edge technologies. To learn more about how First Nations Payments can help your organization, contact us through our website at firstnationspayments.ca. We thank First Nations Payments for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Okay, back for the bottom half of the 4th inning. CPI leading 7-0. And Joe, just before our break, you mentioned the Toronto Gators coming into the park. They'll play the New York Gremlins immediately following this game in a winner's bracket semifinal. You and Lance Wynn will have the call of that. I'm going to sit back and soak in top-level fast pitch. And I'm looking out the window here from the broadcast area. I see the circle tap players leaving Diamond 6 behind us, so they seem to have mercied the Northeast Drillers, and Circle Tap will move on in the losers bracket, and they will play A1. 10-1 final for Circle Tap in 5 innings. Dustin Zaire will ground out to second base to start the 4th, and now it'll be Greg Lavery, who had a 2-run home run his last time up. And Joe, we will have the Circle Tap A1 Bombers game on here tomorrow at noon. That should be a good one.
Yes, all the games tomorrow will be good. We'll be on the air starting at 10 o'clock.
Lavery, just like Zaire, will ground out. And there's now 2 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Hamill's done a good job containing 3 consecutive batters now for CPI. He replaced starter Fred Fallings.
Eddie Leonardo is 0 for 2. He's been the last out of the inning twice, and he takes strike 1. So CPI, Joe, when they go back to the field as Leonardo lifts this ball high to center, 3 up, 3 down, go CPI in the bottom of the 4th, and if they are able to keep Shakespeare off the board here in the top of the 5th, they will become the first ever New York-based team to win the ISC II Championship and only the 5th ever American team.
Very good, but don't count Shakespeare out. Shakespeare will not go away quietly. They're going to put up a fight.
And it's going to be the 5, 6, 7 hitters to keep this one alive. They have to score a run. Greg Hamill, Rob Falloffer, and Kyle Harloff due up to face Perez Volquez in the top of the 5th inning.
Free means different things to different people. Free is the laughter we share together. Free are the tears of joy on that special day. Free is the ability to express yourself. Free is the air dancing around your fingers. Free feels good, and so does saving. At First Ontario Credit Union, our members always get free checking, free ATM use, free debit, free deposits, free e-statements, and new members get a free gift. Visit freeisgood.ca and get money doing better for you at First Ontario Credit Union.
So Greg Hamill, the pitcher, will lead off for Shakespeare in the top half of the 5th inning. He's going to take ball 1 low and outside on the drop ball from Perez Volquez. CPI leading 7-0. If they hold Shakespeare here, they will win the ISC II Championship. Volquez misses again, and Hamill is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. That drop ball is there for a strike. 2-1 the count on Hamill. He grounded out to the third baseman, Dustin Zier, his last time up. Foul ball high off the screen. Bounces back out. Zier will toss it to Volquez. And it's now 2-2 with nobody out and nobody on in the top of the 5th inning. Two and 2 pitch is up and out of the zone. Hamill has worked himself into a full count, so Shakespeare not going down without the proverbial fight. We almost had a literal fight here in our last game. That's drilled back up the middle. Hamill will reach, taking the 3-2 changeup back through the box.
Good plate appearance there by Greg Hamill, driving that ball right up the middle. Kind of fooling Volquez. Volquez thought he had a glove on it, but unable to pull it in.
Well, with the leadoff hitter on, that'll bring the catcher, Rob Falloffer. He popped up to third base to end the 2nd inning. Drop ball on the outside, well, off the outside corner of the plate. We're off center, so it's always hard to tell, Joe. Gee, but that looked like a great pitch.
Yeah, it is. We're kind of a little bit off from the angle, too, of home plate, but we have to trust home plate umpire Trevor Topping.
Foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Falloffer. Another local Shakespeare guy. Fouled straight back. 1-2, and Falloffer laments not sending that one hard the other way.
Exactly.
If you're just joining us, folks, 108 degrees at field level. I don't even know what that would be Celsius. I know it's uncomfortable. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They'll check down at first base on Hamill. He slides back in safe. 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. Kyle Harloff batting with 1 away and a runner on first. He flew out to Tom Darling to lead off the 3rd.
Harloff's got a lot of power here. Had a good tournament so far. He's got to help Shakespeare get back in this.
Fouled off the screen, strike 1. Another pitch fouled straight back. Now it's 0-2 to Harloff.
Harloff has to protect that plate now.
One down in the top of the 5th inning.
Volquez has been picking the corners very efficiently this afternoon.
Greg Hamill led the inning off with a single, breaking up the perfect game for Perez Volquez. Third straight pitch fouled straight back off the screen, so Harloff has the timing down. He's just got to square it up. Oh-2. Skied, and this is going to land hard on our broadcast facility. Rolling down the awning in front. You might have been able to hear the thump over the speakers. Drilled to center field. Heading back is Vaughn. It's over his head and gone for a ground rule double. And that will save CPI from giving up a run.
Good punch there by Harloff. He's a tough out there. Got a lot of power in that upper body. First hard hit ball really played. Dylan Vaughn thought he had a chance at it, leaped, but unable to pull it in.
Stefan Walma, the shortstop, only one away in the 5th inning. Now CPI are getting together on the mound with field manager and sponsor Michael Cutro, reminding themselves that they have a 7-run lead here. No need to panic, just take it one out at a time.
Well, the first inning that Shakespeare has been able to pick up 2 hits off of Volquez, who was very clean those first 3 innings. Shakespeare did pick up a hit in the 4th and now 2 here in the 5th. Again, it has to be that heat that we talked about. It has to be very tough on the pitcher and the catcher combination.
So they've brought in a pinch runner for Harloff. It's Matt Gregory, and he is at second base. Walma flew out to center field in his first at-bat. He pops this to the left side of the infield, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop, Greg Lavery. Now 2 down, and it's all going to come down to Braden Parent as he will step in with 2 out and needing to force a run across to keep this game going.
Shakespeare trying to break up, trying to pick up those first runs of the game.
First pitch is a strike from Perez Volquez.
Got to be willing to take that ball anywhere. If Volquez gives you an outside pitch, be willing to drive it to the opposite field if so.
Strike 2, Parent hesitant, wouldn't swing the bat. Now,
Trevor Topping's been calling that inside pitch all day.
CPI are trying to, and it's a chopper to short, and a run's gonna score. It eats up Greg Lavery. He got caught in between charging and backing up. And the Shakespeare Falcons have pushed this game at least to the bottom of the 5th inning.
A real tough play there by the shortstop. Actually, the only chance he would have had would have been to charge it and pick it up on that real quick, clean bounce. He sat on his heels, though.
7-1 in the top of the 5th. Jody Schnarr, who's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, comes to the plate. Hard rise ball, Schnarr swings through. Drop ball outside corner. Schnarr is in a hole 0-2.
I don't know if you caught your camera view back home, but Greg Lavery, who made that last error, went over and apologized to starting pitcher Perez Valquez.
Wild pitch to the screen. That's going to allow Braden Perron to get to second base. That'll take the forced play off there. Now runners on second and third with 2 away. There is no action in the, check that, there is action in the CPI bullpen. We can't get a number right now.
I'm sure it's probably got to be Caleb Keeshing. Down in the bullpen, either him or Jonas Mock. Caleb started the last game.
Strike 3, Schnarr goes down, but Shakespeare are able to extend this game beyond the mercy rule that was staring them in the face. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th inning where CPI will try and tack on one more run.
At Cooper Tire, we make tires for people, not just cars. Our brand promise is that Cooper tires perform on the road so drivers can perform everywhere those roads take them, because life is a journey. From the everyday motorist to the most demanding high-performance off-road and motorsports enthusiasts, we have tires for you. Cooper Tire is proudly based in Findlay, Ohio, and we have manufacturing, sales and distribution, technical and design operations within our family of companies in more than a dozen countries around the world. Visit us online at coopertire.com to learn more. Cooper Tire, proud of where we've been, confident in where we're going.
Back for the bottom half of the 5th inning, and for the 3rd time this game, Sam Rose leads off. He's got 2 singles his first 2 times around.
He's pulled it hard twice over the head of Kyle Harloff at first base, so.
So they're going to re-enter Kyle Harloff into the game at first base. And now some changes may be pending in the CPI lineup, as Michael Cutro is conversing with the umpire just off the screen to your left. Trevor Topping will take his spot behind the plate, and CPI will see if they can tack on a run here in the bottom of the 5th and walk it off for their first ever ISC II Championship. Sam Rose, great backhand play at second base. Jamie Wick gets the first out.
Great play by Jamie Wick to go deep to his right-hand side and pick that ball up cleanly, too, and fire a gun over to first base.
Josh Buckley steps in, and he has reached on an error and a fielder's choice. So for Buckley, he still has no hits in the tournament, but he's been on twice this game. Takes ball 1 low. That rise ball is out of the zone, so 1 low, 1 high, and it's 2-0 to Buckley. Drop ball is out of the zone. 3-0. Hamill is behind in the count. So Buckley, with no hits in the game, reaches base for the 3rd time. They don't ask how, Joe.
How many?
And how many is 7-1 CPI leading in the bottom of the 5th. 1 more run will get them over the hump for the mercy rule, which is 7 runs after 5 here in men's fast pitch softball. I think I might see Dave Anderson coming into the park there. From our sponsor, Murphy's Fish and Chips. If not, he's got a doppelganger.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's a great supporter of the ISC program.
Ball 1 outside. So the rosters have just been handed to us for the next game. It's going to be Andrew Kirkpatrick against Sean Cleary. Ramon Godoy has been having the majority of the work for the Gremlins, so maybe trying to throw a curveball at them with the Aussie, Andrew Kirkpatrick.
Well, I'm kind of surprised because Godoy's been starting a lot of the games and Kirkpatrick's been coming off the bench.
Strike called on the swing and a miss by Sepulveda, but the ball will get away from the catcher. Fall offer. Moving down to second is Josh Buckley with the game-winning run. One away, runner on second. 7-1 CPI lead in the bottom of the fifth inning, the ISC II Championship Game. Sepulveda lifts it high to the left side of the field. That is going to be down. Caught in left field. And tagging and going is Buckley.
Good base running there by Buckley. That ball going right down the line on the third base side. Pick up there by Jody Schnarr, but Schnarr kind of leaning into the fence. So he obviously wasn't facing the bag. Buckley with good base running advancing to third base.
Yeah, that was just out of our monitor. And when I said down, I meant down inside the park. It looked like it was certainly going to drift over the fence. So now the winning run is on third for the catcher, Greg Casbear. Casbear has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. This gets away. Coming in from third is Buckley, and CPI have walked off the ISC II Championship Game on a wild pitch from Greg Hamill. And CPI have come all the way back through the losers bracket, winning 3 games here today, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 4 p.m. And in the span of 24 hours, they've picked up a bushel of wins and claimed the ISC II title.
Well, full congrats to the CPI team. They battled through that tough game that they faced last night with Wyerton and 3 games today. We thought the shoe might be on the other foot, but the top adrenaline falling through. CPI walking away with the championship of the ISC II.